Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I am back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today. I was so blown away by how well this bot performed in our previous match and how entertaining it was. So I thought I'd check it out again. It is going to be Roro taking on Caninana. We had a little lag spike there. I don't know if you guys saw that, but seems to be good, so we're gonna soldier on. And yeah, Roro taking on Caninana. Caninana, a very good Zerg bot. And we're just gonna see how effective Roro's strategy is against such a Zerg bot. As I imagine Roro will play similar to the previous match that I cast with it. And that's what I'm excited for. Maybe it's got a different strategy. But regardless, I thought it was worth taking another look at this bot. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoy these bot videos, make sure to go ahead and slap that like button like it owes you money. If we can hit 4 likes on this video, that would be amazing. While you're down there, leave a comment that says more bots, more bagels, more bananas, more breakfast, whatever it may be. As that definitely helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And then subscribe if you're not already subscribed, as I put out StarCraft videos pretty darn regularly. So yes, let's see where this game's going to go from here. We do have that high ground bunker for Roro, a very safe strategy that multiple bot authors elect to use, as it's kind of like a catch-all. And yeah, we've got just a Marine on the way to load up that bunker, and we'll see where this game's going to go from here. Oceanborn is the map, which is why we have the occasional whale passing through. And then, yeah, Caninana opening up as it always does. It always goes for a pool first. And that's why it's interesting to see how different bot authors go about approaching different problems. Like, Caninana obviously going to be very safe because it opens with its pool first in a lot of cases. And that's obviously why the bot author chose that, or presumably why the bot author chose that. We have got Caninana saying there's an expand, and it immediately throws up a Roach Warren after seeing that. A very early Roach Warren, some potential aggression coming out of the blue Zerg already. I mean, Tenlings getting fired up, the Roach Warren on the way. This is going to be potentially a big attack. The Zerg did, however, just lose an Overlord, so that could set it back a little bit. It will set it back a little bit. No more Lings can be produced. All the while, we've got a Cyclone on the way for Roro, and then more Marines on the way. So we'll see if it's going to be able to hold off against any potential aggression. Of course, detection is a big problem that Roro didn't have to face in our previous game. In our previous match, Roro was just going up against a Terran, so it didn't really need to scan too much or build a Raven to detect burrowed units. So that means that this could potentially be a big problem for the Red Terran if it hasn't got its programming to deal with those burrowed units efficiently. I'll be excited to see if it does. And then just, yeah, that command center will get up, so no canceling that. The Zerg is just going into drones and whatnot, so just playing it very safe with that really quick Roach Warren, but then macroing up behind it anyway. It is impressive how Caninana sacrifices its economy so much, but then still is such a high-ranking Zerg. It's this really interesting design. Like, this is quite a commitment to early game defense. Not every bot does this. Speaking of its counterpart, kind of Eris, usually just makes a lot of Lings, whereas Caninana invests in early burrow, roaches, after already delaying its initial hatchery. So maybe I'm over-focusing on that. We do have Roro getting up an engineering bay. It's now got out a Medivac to go with its 2 Cyclones. We'll see if it builds a turret or what it's going to use that eBay for. I'm curious, because it's like you either make a planetary or get a Marine upgrade, but it's a Cyclone bot, so I really don't know. Maybe just to build a turret in case. We'll see. Anyway, we've now got, yeah, these roaches being produced for Caninana, slowly building up to that army while macroing. We got a scouting Marine for Roro, which is good to see. It actually wants to know what's going on. And it kind of sees what's going on before that poor Marine gets deleted. We got a Tech Lab going up on the starport. I do wonder if that's for a Raven against the Zerg. It's for just another Medivac for now, but it's either going to be for a Banshee or a Raven. Otherwise, you wouldn't build the Tech Lab. So I am curious to see if it will build a Raven as soon as it's done with that. Now we see Roro coming on in, starting to get the aggression off. There is lots of roaches and lings to defend against this. We'll see how good the micro is. There is a scan that goes down. Medivac saves an injured Cyclone, pulls that back. The Marines and Cyclones are skirmishing pretty well here. The injured ones just get lifted up, not dropped really too much, just straight up lifted up and pulled out of that fight for the most part. Queen burrows, almost goes down, unburrows, promptly dies, so a bit of not knowing exactly when it's safe. The Queen pops her head up like, is it safe yet? Nope. Is it safe yet? Nope. Alright, run away. The roaches, however, are totally fine burrowing on top of these units. The scan does go down. That will ensure the kill of a roach, but there's just too much Zerg here for this attack to continue. Roro is probably going to want to cut its losses, and it shall do that. It didn't take the worst trade in the world. Resources lost in favor of the Terran. We've now got a Raven on the way to counter those roaches, so I was wondering about that, and it's good to see. SCVs are also repairing up that Cyclone. We've got that third base floating on over. Burrowed Ling will block that third. That's a good... It's not like the Turing test for bots, but it's a good test to make sure that your bot knows that your bot can expand with a Burrowed Ling there. We see more burrowed roaches hanging on out. However, a Raven was produced, so we'll see where that's going to go. Drops the turret. I love to see bot authors that utilize that. The Cyclones are moving on in once more. A Queen has been killed. We'll see if that Raven does join up with the main force or not, because that'll be really big when it comes to fighting this Zerg army. Looks like there is a lot of roaches here, though, and I think that the Terran may be getting a little bit ahead of itself. The Cyclones aren't trading out too terribly, but the roaches can always just burrow, so unless they're killed, the damage is kind of moot. Where's that Raven? The Raven is joining up with the main army. The injured Cyclones are getting pulled back to be repaired. Just a constant skirmish. And when the Raven comes in, this could really turn things around. However, these Cyclones are burrowed underneath a lot of roaches, and they got way too far forward there. Now the Raven's here. This could change things a little bit. That being said, the Terran really has lost a lot of units, had to pull back a lot of injured Cyclones. There's just not that much pushing on in here. So maybe it would be better to regroup and go back in. We shall see. The Zerg bot, however, is just doing a phenomenal job macroing while this is going on. Up to 5 hatcheries soon, 80 drones. The production is going to be insane, and we'll have to see if the Terran bot can keep up with this. Of course, Roro does have a good 3-base economy. It's still not easy, though, to trade with an 80 drone Zerg. Injured Cyclones getting picked off. How many Cyclones have died this game? Only 5, but then again, only 6 roaches have been killed. The Raven was picked off amidst all that, so there must have been some good Queen targeting there by Caninana. Cyclones are coming on in once again, but they're going to be without a Raven, so that's a little problematic. We see Infestors being produced. Fungal is really darn good against Cyclones. A scan gets used to find some of these roaches. Lings are looking for a wraparound on the Cyclones, potentially. Roro pulling back its injured Cyclones, but I'm not sure if the cost efficiency is there. Like, it's killing individual Lings, maybe killing a roach here and there, but as far as actually wearing down the army of Caninana, it doesn't seem to be the case. The Zerg is now double the supply. Roro's pulling back with these Cyclones. Like, the micro is really impressive and fun to watch, though. The problem is Caninana is up to 6 bases, going to be working up to Infestors, and the Terran just hasn't been able to get that big push off, that consolidating push. Here comes in a lot more Cyclones, though, so this could be it, as in comes all the Cyclones. Scan goes down, locking on, killing off a decent number of roaches. The Raven's here, too. This is kind of the makings of a good push for Roro. How well can the Cyclones trade out? What's the current count? 11 Cyclones to 31 roaches is the problem, and I'm just not sure if the kills are getting off. Like, the Cyclones aren't really targeting the roaches, so they are successfully retreating. Auto turret gets dropped. It gets picked off right away. And this is kind of looking like how a Terran playing Cyclone goes on the ladder or in a pro match. It's like, it's cool, it's fun, and it's stylish, but it doesn't really work because Cyclones just are not that cost efficient against Zerg units. And a bit of bad pathing there as those Cyclones just straight up ignored the army of Caninana. Roaches are now coming in for the blue Zerg, massacring SCVs. It seems like all the boys almost got pulled into this fight. They're trying their best, but it ultimately is a slaughter. Caninana, its pullback micro on the Roaches was really good here. Like we see, injured Roaches just keep getting pulled back. That definitely saved a lot of units. And now, yeah, the Natural's been broken. Roro is unfortunately done for. Definitely a really fun to watch bot, a well-executed bot. And Caninana was under fire for a little bit there. Not a surprise, though, that, like, I think the third or the fourth best bot is able to hold off against kind of a simple strategy, though. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this one, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, join the Discord, which is linked down below, leave a comment, and do consider becoming a YouTube member if you want to support this daily SC2 AI content. There's various perks you can check out using that join button or the link down below. I'll see you guys next time once Caninana kills all these buildings.